Gathering is one of the most important ways that we experience community. And the primary way that we gather is to worship. Now, our congregation's founders gathered just like this for the first time in the 1940s. And we continue to gather to worship every Sunday or on Wednesdays during Advent and Lent or at other important events in the life of the congregation or our church members. We also gather together for forums, for Sunday school, for hospitality events, or just to eat together. And one of the gathering highlights for me is the annual salmon bake. This past year, we gathered for the 65th time to enjoy each other's company out at Avery Park. The gathering included several of our churchmen who shopped, prepared for all the food that we got to eat that great day. In addition, we gather for church potlucks or for the church chili cook-off every year where somebody gets bragging rights for the year. Now, since the 2020 pandemic, we have also created a way to gather virtually. This includes online worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday mornings, or at one's convenience to watch a recording for the worship service. In fact, we often find in a given week there are more people joining us online than in person to worship.
So we attended services online for approximately a month before we ever walked in to meet everyone in person, but we felt like we had known the congregation far before we stepped foot in the door. Transitioning from watching online to wanting to be, after COVID, be in a church setting where we could worship with folks together that had our same beliefs and passions.
And the best thing about that, like Colin said, was that we kind of felt like we were introduced to the community, the Grace community, because we got to see people's personalities and people, like in the announcements when people would get up and talk. So, and then Pastor Remy, it allowed us to really get a feel for how they are as a pastor in the Grace community. And yeah, it was that simple, but also that important.
For me, it was the warmth and how everyone welcomed us when our first day in church. All are welcome. That sticks with me.
Gathering is essential to be a community of faith. And in this season of stewardship, think about all the ways that the people of Grace put their time, their talents, and treasures to help us gather. And it takes people to create online worship experiences for those who cannot join us in our nave. It takes your financial support also to provide the staff, the building and the sanctuary upkeep, and programs through which we gather in Jesus' name. Thanks be to God.